Hi guys, Michelle Jones live, day 33 from when we got back to Australia, and we have loads of unpacking to do. This time it's our shipment that arrived about basically the day we started our road trip. So 9, 10, 11 days ago we went on a road trip, and some would say it was ridiculous to do it. We did do the road trip because my daughter had to move to her new rental and we wanted to help her out. And we also had stuff that we had to pick up in Canberra, and thus we had to do the travel. So anyway, crazy or not, we did a road trip, and that was just maybe at 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks from being back. We did our road trip, and so it's been really exhausting. We managed to unpack 85 cubic meters of storage stuff in 2 weeks. That being said, 2 rooms, the 2 offices, because we've got 2 offices in this house, 2 offices were quite messy. The rest were quite good. And then now we've got all this. We had 13 cubic meters of our shipment arrive, and so we are unpacking those. So I just wanted to come online and just say, if you are a trailing spouse or if you guys are moving homes and you're stressing about how to do things quicker, more efficiently, I have a few advice for someone who's been moving, and we have been traveling for 2.5 years. Oh, sorry, 26 years. So we have been traveling for 26 years, moving every 3 years. And I always say I was so used to unpacking and packing. Sorry, I'm just going to charge my phone because it's about to die. And I'd just like to give an advice to all of you who are probably not quite as used to this routine. When you start off at a new place, you can either decide to, take it slow, just leave all the boxes, dedicate maybe a weekend or a few weekends to, sort your stuff. But what I would say is, if you do your move, when you do your move, try and make sure that you're at home, or you and your partner are at home, and use that whole day. As people are coming in, as people are dropping stuff, one of you will have to start opening them up and start unpacking. And that's what I did. So when the unpackers, they didn't really unpack. They brought our storage stuff. When they did that, as they were being pointed to which rooms and what have you, I would take the opportunity to try and just cut a few boxes open and see what had to be sorted. I identified the big ones as well that they had to set up, because back in the day when we were doing this, like 25 years ago, unpackers would literally unpack. They would deliver your shipment, your storage, unpack, and set up. Now that doesn't happen. Now the people that deliver only deliver, but they do set up big appliances. No one unpacks anymore. There's another group of people that come to unpack, but we didn't get them in. They were originally meant to come, but I think we just got started, and I think the guys that delivered saw us and didn't think we'd need the unpackers anymore. And fair enough, that's fine. I actually like unpacking my own stuff. I like knowing where to put them, like knowing when to stop unpacking first, because it gets overwhelming when everything's out. So when they first deliver, advice is identify straight away, or try and remember straight away what the big items are. Once you see it, say, okay, I want this unpack and set up. So we needed help getting our dining table. I'm going to show you our messy dining table right now. This is it's a 12-seater dining table. Right now it's set up as 10. We have one plank right here that we haven't set up yet. and I am just waiting to get this whole place organized. When this was set up, we had boxes here, and that's why we left one plank. So we had this one set up. That one is a big display cabinet. It's a 2-piece cabinet that was set up. We have a bar back in the end there, and I can't go there because I can just, you'll see that in some of my photos, but that bar is a 2-piece bar as well. That was set up as well. So you have to be able to identify what has to be set up and what has to just be delivered, right? And if you get a chance, if you're not on your own while everything's being delivered, then you can start, opening up boxes. If not, then just make sure that you let them know which rooms each box goes into, because that also helps you get things organized. For example, beds. You want to make sure that the beds and mattresses are in the respective rooms that they're meant to be. I had a rising desk. Is that the correct way of saying it? It's a rising desk. It's the desk that you can be standing or sitting. And I had to let them know straight away where to put that, what area of the room, because that's heavy. So anything that's heavy, be clear about where you're going to put it straight away. And the other things are like books and what have you, just have it put on the side. If you don't designate where things are put, then you have a hard time moving things around afterwards. Books aren't so difficult, but again, as I said, like desks, tables, cupboards, drawers, all those things are quite heavy. So identify where they are, point them out. Now, on the day that you're unpacking, usually delivery of the stuff takes about an hour or two, depending on how much stuff you have. We had 4 deliveries. So we had, 3. We had one 40-foot container. That was like 2 deliveries because they had to adjust the truck and then unload the next one. And then we had 2 trucks that delivered our first set of stuff. So because we had a few things, that went on for like, half a day, maybe 4 or 5 hours. And then you basically have the day off anyway. On the day that you're packing or unpacking, make sure you just get takeaway, don't cook, don't try and do anything, because everything is busy. And that's why Adam went off, got food. I started slashing, cutting, removing stuff, opening boxes, and what have you. And we were really lucky because my in-laws were here, so my father-in-law was collecting all the boxes, all the paper, putting it out in the veranda, and that made things much easier. But after that first day, every opportunity we get between our meals or at night is when we actually do the unpacking. Now, most of the time, in the last 26 years, this is the first time that Adam's been home for much longer. Because Adam actually retired from the department, he's here with me. But all the other times that we did our unpacking and packing, and that would have been like, I think, 9 postings. So about 18 times, right? Because you pack before you go, you unpack there, you unpack again when you get back home. So, about 18 to 20 times that we did that, he was not around. And so I would make sure that I set the time for, especially my first week at least, to do a lot of the opening and sorting and what have you throughout the day. And because I'm the accompanying spouse, I actually had time. I was at home. I didn't get my business sorted or started until everything was settled at home. And that's always me. So even on this trip back, I have my AI working, I have my virtual assistant working, but I haven't worked because I need to get all these things sorted so that we can have a smoother transition back here in Melbourne. And that's always been my role, no matter what country we're in. So again, there's no right and wrong way of doing things, but always just schedule it. So like we woke up really early this morning. Juke hasn't been well, And Adam just sat down, gave Juke a hug because he was shivering. You know, we came from Fiji. He's here. He's not well. So the cold is just affecting him. He doesn't usually like wearing a jumper, but he actually has not complained about the jumper because he hasn't been feeling well. So Adam was just with him while I was unpacking. I was getting stuff done. Then we stopped, had breakfast, and then, you know, relaxed a bit. We don't rush our breakfasts now, which is amazing, which is something that I've always dreamt of. And after breakfast, back to the unpacking. Adam's outside with the dog. They're out there. See? We're just giving him a lot of TLC because he's really gone through so much in our move. That will be a story for another day. But it really is about just giving yourself, you know, the free range to do things, right? Don't try to be tough on yourself. Give yourself a break. If you're tired, stop. If you're not, if you feel like, okay, I've got, you know, some time between now and later, I'm going to start unpacking, just do that. There is no right or wrong way. There is no judgment. If it takes you 6 months to unpack, then that's fine too. But in my experience, what I will always say is until you've unpacked everything, you aren't really fully settled in your home. There's stuff that you can't find. There's stuff that you need. And then when you need it, you go looking for it. So it's easier when you just unpack everything. Everything is in its own place. Then you can just do your thing. And that's how we've always done it. The only things that we leave unpacked have been pictures or portraits or paintings if we don't have the wall space for them. We are in a rental right now, so we will probably have a lot of paintings that we won't be opening up. But everything that we can open, we will open because that's actually how we settle ourselves into home, right? Home is not living out of your suitcase. Home is not moving around the house and not being able to use certain rooms because they're all filled with boxes. Home is, you know, having your space, having your stuff, being able to do everything that you want to be able to do. And when you have a business as well, knowing where everything is crucial. So try and get that done. Schedule it around your time. Give yourself a break when you're exhausted. Don't overdo it. Drink a lot of water. Eat. Ideally, just get takeaway in your first few days of unpacking because it truly helps. The not needing to cook, the not needing to tidy up or wash your dishes is really important. When we unpack anyway, all the plates and all the cutleries we usually put through the dishwasher and run. All our sheets, if they haven't been pre-packed, if they've been in boxes, we wash. The stuff that I packed from stuff that I packed from Fiji coming back here were all in big plastic Tupperware containers, like huge containers, so that we could wash them, dry them, fold them nicely, put them in those containers, and they would be ready for us to use when they got here. We didn't have to wash them again. But if you didn't have the opportunity to do that, you will have to run those loads, and that's why unpacking them and just, you know, doing as much as you can in those space of time that you've got is really important. Yeah, and as soon as you get as much of the boxes, so if you look at that, let me see, that one there, those are all boxes that we've already unpacked since last night. So I just started unpacking last night. See all that? That's what we've done. And as soon as I finish unpacking everything, we will call the freight guys, have them pick up their boxes so that, again, we've got a clear house. The quicker you can get rid of things, the better. If you don't have the time, find the designated places for them so that the place that you actually walk through, your kitchen, your lounge, your dining, is clear. because that also clears your mind. When your surrounding is cluttered, it's very hard to think. So I have stuff in the front bedroom. I have stuff in the offices. I always clear my dining, kitchen, lounge first, because this is where we always gravitate towards, and our bedroom. And then we work on the rest slowly. Yes. Yeah, just thought I'd share that. It really is about giving yourself a break, no cooking, have family cook for you. So mom has been great, because mom has been sending us food or been inviting us over for dinner, getting us out of the house so it's not too dusty for us when we're eating. And get help. So I'm very lucky. Again, as I said, Adam's here with me. We don't always have the help. I have never really had people helping me all the time throughout the unpacking. So there will be times that I would have, like in this case, my children and my in-laws in the same city. So it's been great. But when you don't have them, that's okay. Take your time, but make sure you don't delay it too long, because really clutter affects the way you think, the way you plan, and the way you move around your house and work. Because if you're going to work, you don't have the clothes that you need, you don't have your shoes, you don't have whatever other things that you need, you don't have your pots and pans, you don't have your cutlery. It's hard to go about your day and make it, how do you say, flow well. Okay, so flow also depends on how little clutter you have left. Also, the good thing about coming back home and when you get to unpack both storage and shipment is identifying what you have too much of and start giving them away. So I'm going to be doing that too. But I hope that was helpful. It is day 32 for us. We have done so much in our first 32 days, which is great. It isn't the norm. We don't usually go on a road trip 32 days from, going or coming to any place, whether it's a posting or whether it's coming back home. But it's been good to actually see our daughter as well, because we went to our daughter for this road trip. Saw friends as well, which was great. But yep, hope that helps. I will be back, and if you have any questions about moving, unpacking, living a nomadic lifestyle, sort of, and leading a life of a trailing spouse, message me, share your experiences, and let's connect. Bye.